Hey guys, this is 80 Law, and I'm going to rank every single blaster hero. And actually, I should just say blaster hero. I'm going to rank every single blaster hero and non-saber hero. So basically, every blaster hero, Finn, Han, etc., blah blah blah. But then I'm gonna include BB9E, Palpatine, and BB8 because I don't want to make a separate ranking video for just those three. It's not enough. So I'm just gonna add them to the blasters because I don't think that any of them are saber tier. Maybe Boba and Palpatine, but they'd only be low saber. If you really want me to, I could rank every single hero in Battlefront 2, but basically, all the sabers will be in the top, like top 11 or 12. Then all the blasters will be at the bottom, and the droids might be somewhere in between. But without further ado, let's begin. So, coming in last place is Lando Calrissian. There's a lot of reasons why I rank him here so low. So honestly, when I see Lando, he's always a free kill in Heroes vs. Villains. And the same for Galactic Assault. I mean, for Galactic Assault, all he really has is Sharp Shot. And I guess the Disabler's okay for stopping villains. But if you have no Disabler, then he's just a free kill. And even with that Disabler, he can be a free kill sometimes. And just get farms. And his Sharp Shot is garbage in Galactic in Heroes vs. Villains because you can only use it on Blaster, and even if you do use the time to lock on, there could be some time that you just manually shoot to get a higher damage per second. His smoke screen is the most useless ability I've ever seen. I mean, it doesn't really do much of anything. BB9E smoke screen is a lot better in basically every single way. And so this is why I don't like Lando. I feel like he's just a little underwhelming compared to every other hero on Battlefront. Alright, now, the next hero on this list is Bosk. Oh my god, how Bosk has, died on me. So, back before launch Anakin, Bosk is my favorite hero. I was a Bosk main for a little while. I just loved playing him. I played him all the time. And then after Anakin, I think it was where I stopped. Maybe it was a little after launch Anakin where I stopped. And a large part of the reason was this.
There's one thing I hate more than bounty hunters.
Anyway, back to Bosk. So my problems with Bosk is his weapon. His weapon is so bad. But the only reason why he is above Lando is because his abilities are pretty good for the most part. I mean, I guess Predator Instincts could be better. But I mean, I feel like it's fine for what it is. And then Dioxis is good in close quarters. And there's also, and the traps are just good at everything. Especially for camping. I mean, overall, Boss playstyle is just trying to camp and whittle down heroes' health, which isn't great in a lot of situations, especially in Heroes vs. Villains. But I mean, I guess that Boss is okay. And honestly, if Boss got a better blaster, I'd probably put him in maybe a lot higher than this because because his abilities for the most part are pretty good. I mean, his blaster is so bad that it has a damage drop up after 8 meters. And it doesn't even have a headshot multiplier unless you're sniping mode. But I mean, his regular blaster for close range is what kills it. I mean, the sniper mode is actually pretty good, but other than that, then you can also regen to full health, which is basically health. But I mean, you only have 600 health, but I'd rather have more health because I'd rather have more health and not regen at all. But even if they didn't have him regen all himself, he'd only probably go up to 650. Alright, so next is Leia. I mean, Leia is just for a long time she just got farmed. And now I still say that she gets farmed. I mean, the thing with Leia is, sure, she got the detonators and the shield buff, but I mean, it's not really gonna do much to Saber, especially since the detonators are super easy to dodge, and they don't have a large enough explosion radius. I don't remember. think they should have a card. If not already, then I'm probably not paying attention. But I mean, the damage reduction I guess helps in here versus villains. I wouldn't say it really does a lot in Galactic Assault though. And then and then usually if a Leia doesn't have the health regen card, I can probably take off like 200 to 300 health with that off of that Leia when I see them. It's just that easy kill. And then E11 Rapid Fire is back to its glory days, so that's a pro. But other than that, I mean, the detonators aren't that great, and they're kind of stupid the way they made them. And so that basically you have to use all your detonators to get the recharge back, which I think is really stupid. And that's a huge con for Leia, because I want to waste all 3 detonators. But, I mean, I guess the buffs are the only things. If she didn't get buffed, she'd probably be in last behind Lando. But thankfully she did, and now she is in 9th. In 8th place is Chewie. Oh my god. If it wasn't before, like, the February update, I would have had him higher. But they nerfed him, and they made his bowcaster harder to aim with. So, you know how they got the explosive shot and changed the spread of the Furious and the, and his regular bowcaster? So they nerfed the fire rate of the regular bowcaster, and they made it deal less damage, but have more splash damage. That's a horrible change in my opinion. I want them to change it back, honestly. I was fine with the old one. But now, it fires super slowly. It might have a DPS as slow as Palpatine. That might be a bit of a stretch, but it's still possible. And now, if I don't have my Furious bowcaster ready, I feel like I'm a free kill when I play as Chewie. It's just, he's just gotten nerfed so badly for being the king of heroes versus villains to being now the worst. He used to be so overpowered in heroes versus villains for like the first year. Now he's not. So now I think that Chewbacca is just garbage overall. Like, even now I think he's considered bad in heroes versus villains. I can't believe that they nerfed him though. I mean, after how bad he was before with the regular bowcaster, nerfing him seems like the worst idea. One of the worst ideas DICE has had. In 7th place is Han Solo. The reason why I ranked Han so high is because of All In. But I mean, it's not just All In. It's his abilities too. So let's start off with his blaster though. So his blaster is the second best in the game. The best is Leia, which Leia just has a better blaster overall, and I feel like it even has better range. But with Han, his blaster is really good, and I like all his abilities except for Sharpshooter. So about All In, so basically it's really amazing Galactic Assault. So if you get a kill with All In active and get a shoulder charge kill, then you have a recharge for your shoulder charge by 50%. But it's not just shoulder charge. It's all of his abilities for the first kill. If you get a second one, it doesn't do it anymore. But after the first one, but when you have one kill, then you can just spam Detonite Charge with a 9-second recharge. Detonite Charge is amazing. Just like with Detonite Charge, you can deal 200 damage and you can blow it up in midair with this card called Airburst. It makes the damage increase by 40% in the air. And it takes your 200 damage Detonite Charge and make it 280 damage, which is just great. And then it also knocks over enemies as well, so you can get probably 1, 2, or 3 hits with your blaster into someone. Shoulder charge is a little self-explanatory. You just run into someone and try and knock them over. But Sharpshooter, it's not really that great. I mean, like, it restricts your movement too much still. There should just be like a free movement, and then you should just not have the animation either. I feel like you should just go straight to the shooting. I mean, it's the same for Battlefront 1, but I felt like it dealt more damage in Battlefront 1. The problem with Han Solo is that he gets farmed a lot in Heroes versus Villains. I mean, a good Han could be pretty good and really could be a huge menace to the enemy team, but it's based on but a good Han can. But I mean, they could still get farmed. And there's still better choices for Heroes versus Villains than Han, even though we've gone through almost every single light side blaster and almost every single non-light side hero for Sabers. Also, Bane's Han is God, so don't mess with it. In seventh place is BB9E, where basically he's pretty good in Heroes vs Villains, but just garbage in Galactic Assault for kill streaks. And kill streaks are really all I care about. I mean, you can play the objective if you want and probably do well. But I mean, all I really like doing is just getting kill streaks in Galactic Assault. And apparently the world record for BB9E is 113. Invaders and Palpatines are twice as much, I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, and then Han is like 312. So I guess that BB9E is just like really lackluster in comparison. It was hard to get the gameplay though. And this one's gonna be a little bit confusing to a lot of people, but I have a good reason why I did this. In sixth place is BB8, the one-trick pony himself. Okay, honestly, I don't like playing as BB8. But the reason why I put him ahead of BB9E is because, like, BB8 is great in Galactic Assault, but garbage in Heroes vs. Villains. So the reason why I put BB8 over BB9E is because in Heroes vs. Villains, I feel like he's better in Heroes vs. Villains than BB9E is better in Galactic Assault. And I feel like BB8 can actually take down Blaster heroes except for Boba and Palpatine with Cable Spin, which is pretty because of its damage and stuff. I mean, like, Cable Spin is the only thing good about BB8, really. You just go in and then you just get free kills. But I mean, if you do it in co-op, then the aimbot boss will still hit you. But so there's always that con. All right, so into the top 5, we got in 5th place Item Versio. So Item Versio is just nice because of her blaster, the TL50, and her stun. I mean, those are her best aspects. Her shield is okay. I mean, it's good against blasters, but then against sabers, they're just gonna get swing spam to death, and you can't do anything. But I mean, Iden's just so good because of her blaster plus stun. That is insane. And then her alternate fire is just amazing. Goes through blocks, goes behind corners, has blast damage better than Chewie's bowcaster. Iden is pretty simple, and I mean, she's just like the way that she plays is just amazing, with her blaster plus stun, plus alternate fire. Like when you get right up a shield in a blaster duel, shoot your alternate fire, you spam the headshots to get the stun and then get the kill. You won't even lose much health when you do it. You can even do it on sabers, because most of them are gonna try and rush you. In 4th place is Captain Phasma. More like Captain Asthma. But jokes aside, I actually think that Captain Phasma can do well in Galactic Assault, even against sabers. And I haven't really played a lot of Galactic Assault lately, but when I did, I usually could survive quite a while, even when sabers tried to rush me, because I just put down my droid, and then a lot of sabers would fall for the stun. I mean, occasionally you're gonna find that good saber who actually knows how to counter a stun droid, but I mean, those are far and few between. So Phasma can actually survive, and even if you don't hype your droid up, you can just activate Survivor and get that sweet 50% damage reduction, and just try and melt them with staff strikes, or just go with your regular blaster. And most of the time you could just survive the saber without losing a lot of permanent health. So I'm putting Captain Phasma at number 4. Because I feel like she can do a lot, especially even in competitive. Remember at one point, one game, we banned her because of how good she would be, and because of the camping that you could do with her. So I put Captain Phasma number 4. Third place is Finn. So you might be curious on why I put Finn so high on the ranking. But it's because he's secretly overpowered. And I mean secretly because no one knows. So basically, Finn's big deal is broken. So if you have, in Heroes vs. Villains and Galactic Assault. So if you have teammates, then, and you use big deal, then you can give them a 40% recharge with one card. It recharges everything, I'm pretty sure, including big deal. I might not be right about it. So it recharges everyone's abilities as well. I'm also pretty sure that if you boost all 3 of your teammates, then you start getting extra health from it. So you can go up to like 750 health, which is also pretty amazing. And it's why Finn's became better than Yoda for support. And then Big Deal also gives other people a damage reduction, I'm pretty sure. But all that for one ability. And then on choke points, Big Deal is broken because then there's a card which increases the range of it. So like on the second phase in Naboo, if you have a Finn, you won't pass that phase. There's gonna be too many boosted troopers running around with 270 health or 300 health, and you wouldn't be able to get kills, and your kill streak could be stopped if you're on the dark side. I'm not sure about the third phase, but I know that the second phase is huge on choke points, and it would be a really great place for Finn. Especially, it's also like that in the second phase of Ha 2. I honestly think that Finn is the best defensive hero in Battlefront 2. Like, better than every other hero, even Vader on defense. Because he can boost his teams in so many ways. And then Deadeye is great. And then Deadeye is just Deadeye. It's super easy to explain, just aimbot. And then Undercover Team is another way to boost the team. So you can just take them off the radar until you come right behind them. Which is pretty good. And then, yeah. And then the only reason why why Finn is not number 1 is because he gets farmed if he doesn't have good teammates, which is like 90% of the time when you're playing with randoms. So I couldn't put him in first place. I mean, if you actually have teammates, you know how to stick near Finn, then you'll be getting. Then Finn's the best hero. Then Finn's the best hero for team play. Better than the droids, which are made for support. Okay, so number 2 is Boba Fett. Even though he's in second place, I have to admit I'm a terrible Boba Fett. I mean, I can't aim with his blaster for my life, and I mean I can, and I mean that's the problem for me with him. But I mean it's just really with Boba. I can even aim better with boss weapon than Boba. But I mean Boba is just great because he can evade. He has a really good way to evade sabers, and then he has rocket bars to just come in, kick off like 400 health, and then do like a hit and fade. Or if you're lucky and you have a swing spammer you think they can kill you, you can just like dodge around them and just troll on them. And then for blaster heroes, you could overheat their weapons by default now with concussion rocket, which I'd say is a really great change. And I'd say that playing as Boba, is just like the best way on how to evade heroes in swing spammers. He's also the best on Kashyyyk apparently. But I mean, I don't have a lot to say about Boba because I don't use him a lot, since I'm not that great with him, as you can see from my gameplay. Alright, so the number 1 here in Battlefront 2 is Palpatine. I know this gameplay is old, but that's only because I was too lazy to get some new gameplay. But Palpatine is just really great. So the thing is with Palpatine is that I'd say that he's the best in trooper modes, but Boba is better in hero modes. And the reason why I put Palpatine ahead of Boba is because I'd say Palpatine has the slight edge over Boba in dueling. Sure, Boba has more maneuverability, but Palpatine has more health regen and a stun. So I just had to give it to Palpatine. Palpatine's Dark Aura used to be good, but I mean it's only okay now. His Chain Lightning is just amazing in trooper modes, and Electrocute is just Electrocute. But his two-handed lightning and dodge is what really carry him. And yes, it's two-handed for those of you who don't know. Because I still keep on seeing these one-handed Palpatines, which are just easy to kill. Kind of funny. Well, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.